Israel is known as the startup nation for the number of new and innovative companies begun in the Jewish state. And according to a new report, Tel Aviv is becoming the startup city as a research and development hub for such corporate giants as Visa, Amazon, and Barclays. One Israeli at the center of this economic boom is Jonathan Medved, the founder of OurCrowd. We talk with Medved at his Jerusalem headquarters. Jonathan, thanks for joining us on CBN News. Appreciate it.
It's great to be here, Chris.
For those that don't know, what is OurCrowd?
So OurCrowd is the world's largest equity crowdfunding platform. What that means is that potential investors can now go to a website or a mobile app and actually discover and find investment opportunities in private companies. The average investor says, wait a minute, I want to get into one of these startups early. So at OurCrowd, we find these investment opportunities, mostly here in Israel, but increasingly around the world. And then we negotiate terms with the company. We join with other venture capital funds who are backing these startups. And then we invite the members of the crowd to join with the general partner of OurCrowd and to fund these companies.
So is this opening up Israel to a whole new...
Absolutely. I mean, right now, the majority of our funding is actually coming from Asia. And there are thousands upon thousands of investors who are hearing the story of what's going on here in Israel and say, I want in. I want to be involved in this incredible creation of wealth and also the creation of new technology. And to see not just that Israel's surviving, but Israel is thriving, that Israel is leading the world in so many technologies, whether it's agricultural technology or robotics or drones. This is a revelation. Everyone knows the story that the Red Sea split, but what many people realize is there was a gentleman named Nachshon ben Aminadav who was of the tribe of Judah. He was the Nasi of the tribe of Judah. And what we're taught is that Nachshon actually walked into the water before it split up to his neck. And it was only at that moment when he showed that commitment, that entrepreneurship, that leadership, that God then completed the miracle and opened the sea. And today, Israel leads the world in this kind of action in terms of creating the new technologies that are great for the world.
Do you see OurCrowd as sort of a catalyst for all this entrepreneurship and...
People say, how do you like what you're doing? How do you keep track of it all? And I respond that I've got the dream job, the best job in the world. What do I do for a living? I sit around and I listen to people tell me their dreams. And then I have the ability to hopefully help them make it come true. I can't make it come true, but I can go then and raise money through the OurCrowd platform, hand them a check, which in many cases is millions of dollars, so they can start to develop the product. So we celebrate that entrepreneurial spirit of those Nachshon ben Aminadavs who walk into the water. And believe me, as someone who's built several companies in my career, and most recently OurCrowd, it is a little bit scary.
Would you say this is perhaps a fulfillment of the promise too? We're talking about in the book of Exodus, but in the book of Deuteronomy it says that the Lord gives you the power to get wealth. Would you say that's perhaps a fulfillment
Absolutely.
as well?
Look, in our tradition in Judaism, we have no celebration of poverty. Okay. Poverty exists. You're taught to mitigate it. You're supposed to give tzedakah, to give charity. You're obligated to tithe. But business people are partners with God. Business people are creating wealth. They're creating jobs. They're helping move technology forward. And we have to celebrate that part of business. Business needs to be compassionate, care. For example, our companies here, when they join OurCrowd, they join a venture philanthropy fund called Tumura, which means to give back. And we provide through our companies a stock option plan which gives back to the community. So when the company actually realizes its dreams and gets sold for, God willing, $1 billion, there's money that rolls back into the community.
When you speak to people, what's the main message you want to bring to them?
Israel, first of all, loves and respects our Christian partners and our Christian brothers. And the groups who are working so actively to support and to protect Israel, your blessings and your prayers and your actions mean a lot to us. You see groups of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, dare say millions of Christians coming to the land to not just visit the holy places, but to experience the modern miracle of Jewish life reborn. The fact that Israel is out there leading the world in terms of innovation, that shouldn't surprise any Christian. It would be a surprise if it wasn't leading the world. This is the fulfillment of God's promise. And to sit together, whether it's through the vehicle of television or at other events, I find it invigorating and exciting, and welcome, you and your community to, work together and really make the world a much better place.
Appreciate it, Jonathan. Thank you for your time.